So hey everybody, today we're here at Precision Sewing. I've got my lovely friend Miss Jackie here, and if you've ever been to the store, you absolutely know that Miss Jackie is our star. When you come through the door, she welcomes you and shows you all the different things that you can pick out here at Precision. And today we're going to talk about picking out cotton for your quilting projects or any sort of material, right Miss Jackie?
Right. Yeah.
So first of all, how long have you been quilting?
I guess maybe 20 years.
20 years. Fantastic. I've been about 20 minutes myself, so I'm just learning. I'm just getting started with this.
Yeah.
But how do you choose the right cotton or the right fabric when you're first getting started quilting?
Well, lots of times you just pick a really simple pattern. Like this is actually almost that old, 20 years, okay?
Is it really?
It's one of my very first ones.
It's beautiful. Look at this.
And I just picked the colors that I liked, okay?
Okay.
First I picked the white,
Uh-huh.
okay? And then you put a backing on the piece of white, a light pellon,
Right.
okay? And then I put it in the machine and I picked my colors to do the butterfly, all right? And so then I embroidered on all of these squares.
So
with
did
the
you?
butterfly.
Okay, so we'll back up for just a second. You chose the white. You put a pellon backing on it before you did the embroidery on it, right?
Right, absolutely.
Why do you do that?
Well, because it's very thin, and you want to pick something that's going to stay on it, not something that gonna wash away but you want it to stay.
Okay. Does that just kind of give it an extra little firmness?
It does. It helps it because, like, this butterfly is really thick. If
I
you
see
look
that. I
at
mean,
it,
you know,
really thick.
I
So
took
if you
a
just put
class one time. They called that bulletproof when they've got a lot of.
right.
Yeah.
And so, if you didn't have something back there to support it, you wouldn't have gotten the same outlook. It would have been raggedy looking and whatever, okay?
Okay. So, do you have to embroider on what you're using?
Nope.
So that takes out the need for something on the back of this if you're not embroidering on it.
Right. If
Okay.
you just wanted to make straight squares, this is a pattern, one of the very first patterns I learned to do. Okay, and you really can't see too well about the borders that are in between it. They are. But this pattern was just this with a piece of blue.
So it's
on
just
top and
this
bottom.
white with a piece of blue.
And I put it together. You can see where some
Where
of
the
the seams
seams.
you can see.
Right.
Okay, some of the seams you can see right through here. You can see your seams. Not all of them can you see. But this is just a plain piece of ordinary white. It's a tone on tone. If you you might not be able to see it, but it's little butterflies with little bitty dots.
Yes, yes, I can
Okay.
definitely see the little tiny butterflies here. So you put a butterfly on those, and then you've just picked out another piece of cotton.
This is a batik. I happen to like them when you're going to do something like this. They're cotton. It's 100% cotton, but they have this overall effect that sometimes you can't tell which your front and which your back. So they always say, whichever side you like, that's the side you use.
Okay.
Okay, so when you cut something like this, I always tag it with a pin on top so I know all of the right sides are together. So
Okay.
you're not flipping them. Because
So you get
can't-
darker color or lighter
Right,
colors.
because you
yeah.
cannot tell. So I always mark them when I'm using batiks because of that.
And that just means that you've got a color on one side and a color on the other
Yes, right.
as well.
And I did it all in batiks. I wound up having enough to do the
The
back.
binding as well, it looks
yes.
like.
I'm kind of particular about binding. Some people like to put what they have on the back.
And that's just this little edge, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. All your quilts, after you make them, You put your 3 layers together, and then you have to bind them.
And the 3 layers are the front, your quilt topper,
And
right?
and your back and your
And
batting.
your backing and your batting. And we'll
right.
talk about batting in just a second too,
Okay.
because I've got questions about that. But you were saying that you're very particular about your
Right. My
your binding.
It's all in the eyes of the beholder, is my opinion. But I like whatever's on my top, whatever's my last border. That's what I do my binding in. I think if you add another color off to here, your eye turns to that little piece.
Oh, so you want to keep the eyes on the inside
eye
here.
on all of this, and
Okay.
that's the reason why I do mine that way. Lots of people don't, but it's what you like to look at.